So yeah, I'll take you through what I normally do in my kind of stretch and flex based routine. I'm not a yoga instructor, but I have looked at quite a few of Kaz's classes, so I will look to incorporate a few of her different ideas into today's class. Hope you enjoy it, and I hope it puts a different twist on what normally happens in the class. If you've got any questions at all throughout today's class, please feel free to drop a message in the chat box and I'll do my best to get back to you. I also like to hang around at the end of the class to answer any questions, queries about fitness, exercise, nutrition, anything like that. If you've got any questions, just feel free to let me know. In terms of what you're going to need for today's class, water, and that's pretty much it. So just make sure you have a water bottle ready to hand. We're also focused on a little bit of breathing exercises. And as I said, sort of full body stretching routine, working all the way down from the head to the toes. So guys, can you give me a thumbs up if you're ready, just so I know we're all set to start the class? Kathy, fantastic, thank you. Hi, Ruth. Good to see you got camera on as well. Okay, let's get the music on. So to begin with, guys, we're going to stand up straight, have our arms to our sides. We breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. We're going to look over our left shoulder. We're going to come back to a neutral position. And then we're going to look over our right shoulder. Make sure, guys, that we're also breathing throughout today's class, okay? Really important to get the oxygen to the muscles back to neutral. We're going to look up to the ceiling. And then down to the floor. We're going to very gently roll our head, just the back portion to start. So rolling our neck. And then we're going to come to the front. We're going to go one hand behind the back and we're going to look in the opposite direction. Allows you to get a little bit more of a stretch, and it also opens up the chest a little bit as well. Back to neutral, hand away, and we're going to change sides. Working into the shoulders next, guys. We're going to shrug our shoulders up. Hold, and then we're going to push them all the way down. And again, shrugging up. And down. And as we come up, we're going to breathe in through the nose. And as we come down, we're going to breathe out. And we're going to do exactly the same, but this time, we're going to push our shoulders forwards. And backwards, pull the shoulder blades together. Okay, so we're doing a protraction. Breathing in on the way through and then breathing out as we retract back. We're going to go hands on the hips. We're going to pull elbows together to open out the chest now. And then we're going to bring our arms round. Try and hug ourselves to stretch the lats or the back. Hopefully feel a stretch in your back when you do this. And again, we're going to go hands on the hips and reach back. Elbows together. And again, arms round. We'll try and hug ourselves. So the next one is for the shoulders and a little bit of the upper back. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull down. I'll show you on my knees so it's a bit clearer. So pull down, and as we come up, I want you to push up to the ceiling. Okay, so we're doing a pulling movement on the way down and a pushing movement on the way up, but try and get that full shoulder extension at the top as well. Really good to just engage the upper body. We're now going to go arms to our sides. Going to raise up to the midpoint. When we hit the midpoint, we're going to rotate our wrists so we're supinating at the arm, touch our hands together at the top. So arms to our sides, rotate the wrists. Keeping that breathing going as well, guys. One arm, we're going to pull it across the body. Stretch out the shoulders and the triceps. And we're going to change sides. So once we've finished our component of standing stretches, we're going to work our way down onto the floor, do some work on the mats to finish off as well. Going to go one arm above the head and push the elbow down towards the ground. And changing sides for me, guys. We want to look to open up the chest now. So we're going to go one arm out and we're going to look in the opposite direction, okay? So arm out, fingertips pointing away from you and looking out. And we're going to change sides. So other arm out, look in the opposite direction, feel that stretch. Arms out in front. We're going to allow our lower back to round, okay? For a stretch, it's a really good stretch for the lower back. Never pick up an object like this, okay? But allow your lower back to round forwards, down towards the ground. Really try and feel that stretch as you come down. So there's this flexion at the spine. We're going to do the opposite. So we're going to come up, hands on the hips, and reach back to get that full extension as we come to the top. And again, rounding over. And coming back, hands on the hips, reach back. We're going to look to go figure of 8 with our hips. Okay, so try and draw an 8 as you come round. Quite good for the core, side abdominals. And we're going to change direction. We're going to go one arm above the head, reach down to one side. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're going to come up and we're going to change sides. Really get that stretch as you come down. We're now just going to alternate between sides. Okay, guys, grab yourselves a quick drink of water. We've worked on the upper body. We're going to do a little bit more upper body on the floor, but we're now going to start working our way into some lower body standing stretches. Yeah, get your mats ready if you haven't got them down. We will do that in a minute, though. We've got a couple more standing stretches to do. So we're going to start to work on the quads, so the big muscle in the front of the legs. The way I'm going to do it now is we're going to time the stretches, look to kind of overload the stretch a little bit more and look to work on improving our flexibility. So we're working more on developmental work. So we're going to stand on one leg, grab the foot, pull it towards the bum. Okay, the most common stretch you can do for the quads. On your knee pointing towards the ground and hips in a neutral position. And we're going to hold this position for 15 seconds. I now want you to pull your foot and allow your knee to come back to open up the hips. We're going to hold, keep going. Use a wall for balance if you do need, guys. And we're going to change sides. So other leg, bringing it up. Knee pointing towards the ground to begin with. 15 seconds. And now pull your foot, allow your knee to come back. You will feel this a little bit more in the hips or the groin area when you pull through. We bring our foot down. Go for some hamstrings next. Okay, so the back of the legs. This time we're coming down. We're not focusing so much on the lower back. We're focusing on the back of the legs. So I want legs nice and straight and reach down as far as you feel comfortable towards the toes. And again, we're holding for 15 seconds. We're going to come up and we're going to come down again, and this time try and get it a little bit further. So the mechanism behind this is once you've taken a stretch to a certain point, you can normally come back down and take them a little bit further. It's called PNF, and you should use it to look to develop your flexibility if you want to get more flexible and improve things. Fantastic. Next one is for the glutes. So we're standing on one leg. Use the wall for balance if you need for this one, guys, or use anything around you. Standing on one leg, foot comes up onto the knee. We're going to come down and really sit into it, okay? My balance isn't very good, so I use the wall. So sit into it and apply a bit of pressure on the inside of the leg. You should feel that in the glute on the outside. And we're going to come up and we're going to change sides. We come down onto the floor. We're going to start working on the hips. I want to work the hips now standing just to get them warm. So what I want you to do, okay, is we're going to do 10 kicks. When you kick, I want you to kick all the way through and then all the way back. Don't worry about making it powerful. It's more about trying to get that full stretch on both parts, okay? So we're just going to do 10 reps on each side. Once you've done one side, of course, you're going to change to the other side, trying to get that full swing as you come through. So while you're finishing off, the next one that we're going to do is going to be for the abductors and the adductors, okay? So abductors is where you're taking away from the midline of the body, kind of a bit like an alien abducting is taking away. So when you think of it like that, that's bringing the leg away, okay? You can also abduct at the shoulder, which we've done already, okay? But abducting at the leg or the hip here. So we need to abduct and adduct as we come through. And again, we're going to do 10 on each leg. Try and come all the way through and across that leg as well, just to get the full range of motion. Again, once you've done one side, we'll change over to the other side. Fantastic work, guys. Well done. And then when we've done our 10 on each side, we're going to take a drink of water and we're going to come down onto our mats. So get your mats ready. Bit of floor work for the last 15 minutes of today's session. So again, I'm going to go from upper body to lower body. So the first stretch we're going to do, okay, hands on the floor. You'd have done this one quite a lot of times in yoga. Probably Kaz's class is going to push the hips down, lower back towards the ground, shoulders back, and hold that position. Little twist I like to add to this one is I want you to look over each shoulder, and as you do so, rotate at the core. So looking over each shoulder and using the core to rotate. We're going to come up onto our knees, push our hips back, try and get the elbows down towards the ground. And breathing as well, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Again, we're coming through, hips towards the ground, and then looking over each shoulder. And pushing back, elbows down towards the ground. So the next one, guys, we're kneeling. Feel free, if you're a bit uncomfortable kneeling, you can always double up your mat. Okay, it'll just help with your knees a little bit. I like to. I just find it a bit uncomfortable in that kneeling position for too long. Okay, we go one leg forward, so we're in a lunge position on our knees. We're going to get a stretch in the hip. So to do this, we're going to push forward, allowing our knee to come over our toe. You will feel the stretch in the back leg in the hip area. Okay, so everyone's in kneeling position for me. You can also do it standing if you struggle to kneel. So standing option is here, lean in. Okay, so you've got two choices there of exercises. Again, we're holding for 15 seconds. We're going to come back and then advance a little bit as well. So we're going to come back. This time when we come in, we're going to allow our body to cross over that front leg, okay? So we're going to come back through, cross your body over, try and open up the hips a little bit more. And we're going to push back and change sides. So other leg forward. Going to lean through, feel that stretch. Fantastic work. Thank you, Carol, for your message. Glad you enjoyed the class. Hope you have a really nice day. And we're going to push back. And again, we're going to come forwards over the knee, lean over the body. We're going to come down onto two knees this time. For this one, okay, take your legs a little bit wider apart. So can you see the difference? Okay, so take your legs a little bit wider apart. And then come down onto all fours. And what we're going to do is push our bum back towards our heels. If you don't feel it, you want to take your legs even wider. Okay, so it's going to stretch for the groin area. So take your legs as wide as you feel comfortable. Okay, and then push back, and you should really feel that in your groin. If you don't feel it, as I said, take your knees further apart. Trust me, you will. And we're going to come up. And then we're going to push back one more time, a further 15 seconds. And coming up, knees back together. Next one we've done before, future class, in past classes. Kaz would have done it with you before as well. I'm going to cross one leg out in front of the body. Okay, I'll show you from the front as well. So one leg out in front of the body. Okay, I'm going to lean in to stretch the glute. Okay, so from the side, cross the leg out in front of the body, lean in and feel that stretch in the glute. Again, we're going to do 15 seconds, come out of it for a little bit, and then come back in for another 15 seconds and try and get a little bit more of a stretch as we do so. Okay, we're going to come up onto our back foot, have a little rest. And now we're going to try and take it a little bit further as we come back down. I always find sort of coming onto my elbows helps me get a bit more of a stretch as well. Quite nice to ease into this one as you do it. Okay, and we're going to change sides. So other leg crossed out in front of the body. Lean back into it, feel that stretch in the glute. Keeping the breathing going. We're going to come up onto that back foot, have a little rest. And then we're going to come back down when you're ready. Try and take things a little bit further. Okay, well done. We're now going to come onto our backs. So laying on our backs. I want to work with you on a little bit of core engagement, guys. Okay, I've done it in my stretching flex class before. I've had to cover Andy. I don't think I've done it in a mind and body class. So it's something a little bit different. Some of you might have done it with me before in other classes. Naturally, as humans, okay, we find that we have an arch under our lower back when we lay down. Okay, to engage the core, what I like you to do is squeeze your tummy and try and close that arch. Okay, and you can feel with your hands the gap, and then when you squeeze your stomach, you should be able to feel that gap close. Okay, so I want you to do, this is called posterior pelvic tilt. Okay, we're just going to do a few reps of this to engage our core. Okay, so what we're going to do is close the arch, allow it to open again. Close the arch, allow it to open. Just changing between those two positions. Every time you do a core exercise in a class, when you're at the gym, when you're at home, make sure to do this before you do the movement, because it allows you to engage your core and take your hip flexors out of the movement. We're going to put our hands to our sides. We're going to drive through the heels and raise up the hips in a glute bridge. Pause at the top and then control down. Do this for a few reps. Really trying to engage the glutes as we come to the top. Feel a bit in the hamstrings as well. Lower back. And again, we're going to come into our posterior pelvic tilts. So feet back down, engaging the core. The foot position shouldn't matter too much. You can either have them up or down. As long as you're closing that arch under your lower back, I'll get to open back up again. And then we're going to bring feet up, push through the heels, engaging the glutes at the top and controlling the way down. We'll be breathing in through the nose on the way up and then out through the mouth on the way down. Okay, we're going to straighten our legs, arms to our sides. We're going to stretch the lower back. So what we need to do is cross one leg over the body, but don't allow either of your shoulders to lift off the ground. So keeping the body flat, the only thing that's moving is that leg coming down. We're going to hold for 15 seconds on each side. Back to a neutral position, and we're going to cross the other leg over the body. And one more time on each side for me, guys. So go into the other leg, cross. And changing sides. Back to that lying position for me. I'm going to bring one foot up, grab the back of the leg, pull it through, keeping the leg nice and straight. Try and feel that stretch in the hamstring in the back of the leg. Allow the leg to go and very gently down to the ground. We're going to change sides. And one more time, we're going to change over to the other leg. And changing sides. Remember, keep that leg nice and straight. Bring that leg down. You're going to bend the knees, grab hold of them, and very gently roll our lower back through. Going to bring our heels down to the ground. We're very gently going to flex to one side, tap our heel down to the ground, flex to the other side, tap our heel and down to the ground. We're going to alternate between sides to engage your core and your obliques. Bring our knees up, grab hold, and very gently rock for the lower back. And then feet back down, tapping the heel, and back. alternating between sides. And we're going to come back to that lying position. You can either have your knees up or legs straight. For the last minute, guys, we're just going to take a little bit of relaxation, okay? Working on our breathing. Okay, so I'm going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just using this minute to relax. Okay, guys, so we're going to sit up, grab ourselves a drink of water. Well done. That's the end of today's class. I hope you've all enjoyed. Nice to see a few new names on the system as well. I said I'm Tom Gray, fitness coach and personal trainer at Christchurch Sport and Active Health. Today's class was mind and body. I'm going to hang around at the end to answer any questions you guys have got, look at any feedback. It'd be good to get your feedback as well, guys. I'm not normally like a yoga stretching type instructor, so it'd be fantastic to learn a little bit off of you guys. If you've got any new ideas, things that you think I could improve on, that would be fantastic. Please go and subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out all of our other classes. Okay, we've got another 4 classes as well as this one weekly, so make sure you go and check them out. I'm sure you enjoy. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a lovely day and hopefully see you all soon.